Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Seattle Mariners. It was another productive year at the top of the order for center fielder Julio Rodriguez in 2023. The 23-year-old added a 30-30 season to his resume last year and added 37 doubles in the process. He capped it off with his second Silver Slugger and finished fourth in AL MVP voting. Behind the plate is switch-hitting catcher Cal Raleigh. He is coming off an impressive season leading all catchers with 30 bombs and hit 23 doubles while driving in 75 runs. At second base is newly acquired Jorge Polanco, who comes to the Pacific Northwest after spending the last decade with the Minnesota Twins. Last year, Polanco battled some injuries, only appearing in 80 games, hitting 14 home runs with a 789 OPS. In the outfield, they reunited with an old friend in Mitch Haniger, who returns to Seattle after a brief one-year stint with the Giants. Last year, the 32-year-old hit 6 home runs in 61 games. On the mound, the Mariners have one of the best rotations in all of baseball, led by ace Luis Castillo. Last year, Castillo was one of the most consistent pitchers in the game, towing the slab 33 times, posting a 14-9 record. Behind Castillo are two young pitchers in George Kirby and Logan Gilbert. Last season, Kirby started 31 games, posting a 13-10 record with a 3.35 ERA. Gilbert was equally good, winning 13 games across 32 starts. In the bullpen, the M's added Gregory Santos in an offseason trade with the White Sox. In 60 appearances last year, he posted a 3.39 ERA, striking out 66 batters. They also signed former Houston Astro Ryan Stanek to a one-year deal. He's a career 3.45 ERA over his 7-year career. In the ninth inning, the Mariners will give the ball to fireballer Andres Munoz. Last year, he picked up 13 saves and struck out 67 batters in just 49 innings pitched. Now, let's take a deeper look at the 2024 Seattle Mariners.
All right, guys, let's jump into it. Blake, obviously, this is a team that fell short a little bit last year.
Yep.
They've had an interesting offseason, to say the least.
Yep.
Trading away Eugenio Suarez, but then bringing in Jorge Polanco. They also have Luis Urias, who they traded for to maybe play third base. Josh Rojas is there to play third base. Probably will be a little bit of a platoon action there. They traded back for Mitch Haniger. They then signed Mitch Garver, which you would expect to probably be a tandem with Cal Raleigh, but they're going to play every day, both of them. It's an interesting lineup. Obviously, you got Julio at the top still, JP Crawford. What is your initial reaction on the offseason for the Mariners? And then two, what do you think about this lineup compared to last year's?
Yeah, obviously you're missing Teoscar Hernandez from last year too.
Yeah.
Garver is probably gonna replace not all that production, but most of it. He's a pretty productive guy from the right side. Cal Raleigh really had a really good season last year. He led the catchers in home runs with 30 and provided lots of power from both sides of the plate. I like the addition of Jorge Polanco. Obviously, coming off a little bit of a banged up season, only hit 14 home runs. They figure that he's going to be a big part of that team. Julio Rodriguez is a unbelievable player to watch, right? He's you can argue that he's a top 10 player in this league, maybe even top 5. But yeah, the lineup's just okay. The bottom of the lineup, it's not great. I like the 1 through 5. I don't love the 6 through 9.
I mean, they also traded away Jared Kelenic, gave up on him.
Yeah.
So, and he for a spurt there last year
First
looked
month
like
of the
he
year.
he
Yeah.
figured it out. So, that was interesting to see. Not really familiar with Dominic Canzone's game, to be honest with you. So I don't know much about him. Interesting to see Ty France batting in the 8-hole. Tell you
Yeah,
that much, because
that is.
that's a guy that usually bats 3-4 for them.
Yep.
Mitch Haniger's back, like I said before. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I mean, the injury bug is what it is with him. Last year, 229 in the plate appearances,
Yeah.
so 6 homers, 209. It's kind of a theme with him is that he's not going to be in there for 162 or even 140.
They're projecting to get
So
525. I mean, that would be a huge bonus for them.
I mean, for back-to-back years, he hasn't gotten over 300. So
Yeah. So that's kind of tough to bank on.
yeah, tough to bank on, and the DH spot's gonna be, unless Garver's catching and Raleigh's having the day off,
Mm-hmm.
DH spot's pretty much Garver's and Raleigh's the split. So
Yep.
they also have Zebby Zavala, so they're carrying 3 catchers this year.
Mm-hmm.
Always interesting to see teams do that. Dylan Moore is what he is. He's never really hit at the major league level, but he plays multiple positions. I mean, 7 homers, 207. They're projecting him the same year, 213, 7 homers. Luke Raley, that's a guy that he rakes righties.
He does.
And they don't even have him in the projected righty lineup. I don't see that happening. One of these guys is not playing. He's there to hit righties.
Yep.
So, I mean,
I could
last year,
even
19
see.
homers, 249. So,
Could you see a platoon with him and Mitch Haniger and right?
uh, potentially, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, I I think this is a team that I don't know. I mean, Mariners fans, what was it? 54% of the games you got to win. What was it? Jerry DiPoto quote. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is just a team that's trying to win 54%. I mean, they could have got Matt Chapman.
They
They could
could
have
have.
went and got him,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a perfect fit.
Yep.
Um, their pitching is unreal, so obviously they don't really need to add on that
No.
side of things. That's where they're going to win games is on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Castillo at the top, Logan Gilbert, was George Kirby had 31 starts at 3.35 last year
Yep.
and absolutely just mowed people down.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Miller and Brian Wu don't have many innings to their name coming off their rookie seasons, but they're promising. Bryce Miller has electric stuff. Brian Wu's more of a spot field guy side to side. Um, but this rotation is they trade away Robbie Ray. They got money off the books, so I thought maybe they'd spend a little bit,
Yep.
but that didn't happen. Munoz is their closer this year. This bullpen doesn't look as good as it has in the past. So interested to see how they do there in the back half. They did just add Ryan Stanek recently, in the last couple of days.
Yep.
As far as their payroll goes, they're locked up with Castillo to perfect AAV at 21. You love to see that if you're a Mariners fan. It's a great deal. Haniger, 20 and 15. I'm not sure how much of that they're paying. It says 17 AAV, but I'm pretty sure that the Giants are paying some of that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a straight flip with the Ray. I'm not sure. I would have to look into that. Julio Rodriguez at 17 AAV. That's a joke. Love to see that again. Great team friendly deal.
Yeah.
Mitch Garver, 12, Polanco, that's an option here. I mean, they're gonna have some payroll flexibility coming up. And they really don't have to sign anybody. Like
Look
Ty
at that
France, they'll probably
Munoz
let
contract.
go.
Look at that Munoz contract. That could be
Yeah,
so good with all those club options. Um,
could be unreal.
uh,
They're here at the luxury tax though, 160 of 237. Obviously, there's not much to add now. I mean, it's Blake Snell, who's a Seattle native there,
mhm.
but I mean,
I
who are you
mean,
taking? Brian Wu out if you're getting a Blake Snell,
well, Blake
and
Snell's
really
not
why
going to go to there to be a forced starter. It's like, well, I guess,
Well, what do you mean by that?
well,
He would
he'd be
be,
number
I mean,
two, I guess. But yeah,
he would be the number one. I mean, Castillo goes through spurts where he's a number one. I mean, I
I'm
mean,
okay. Not
we
number
can't
four,
say
number two.
the Cy Young from last year is not going to
Who
be
would you rather have,
in the top
Castillo
two.
or Blake Snell?
It depends what you're speaking of. I mean, obviously Castillo's made 33 starts last year. He made 25 the year before, the 2.99. He's going to make more starts
Yeah,
historically.
yeah.
But when Blake Snell pitches 180 innings, he wins the Cy Young. So I think you can't go wrong with either of them,
That's true.
right?
That's true. That's true.
As far as, let's go over the projected standings real quick. AL West. They actually have the Mariners over the Rangers. I don't hate that pick right now just because the Rangers do have a lot of injury concerns in their rotation.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would take the Rangers. I'm
Lineup.
taking the Rangers lineup over the Mariners all day long.
Hmm.
Get a pitch to win games. Obviously injuries happen on both sides of the ball. How healthy can the Mariners starting pitching be next year? It was extremely healthy last year outside of Robbie Ray. I They were in it last year. They went 88-74, and they just missed the playoffs. So, um, the Mariners are a team though, for whatever reason, to start the season, they're just a 500 ball club the past couple of seasons, and then at the end they just get hot. They go on this big spurt of winning games. So, um, the core's there: J.P. Crawford and Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh. Now what can they do with some new faces? Right?
Yeah.
They're gonna run a little bit more this year for sure.
Yeah, I agree. No, it's an interesting roster. Obviously, I've had an interesting offseason for sure.
You got anything to add?
Nope, I don't think so.
All right, perfect. All right, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.